carbamazepine, phenothiazines, alpha-methyl dopa, local anesthetics. There are many local anesthetics that may cause hypersensitivity reaction. How will you manage these types of reactions, this bizarre type of reactions? You have to stop the drug immediately. Stop the drug when you see some sign of adverse drug reaction or bizarre type of reaction. Just stop the drug immediately. Okay, then avoid this drug in future. You have to avoid this drug in future, and you have to educate the patient. How will you educate the patient? You will say that please note down, okay, the name of these drugs. You have allergy to these drugs. Okay, so whenever you visit a doctor or if you admit to a hospital for some reason, show the list of these drugs to your doctor or the medical staffs, so that they can understand that you have allergy to these drugs, and they will not prescribe those drugs, they will prescribe something else. Let's come to type C, that is chronic or continuous type of adverse drug reaction. So you can assume from the name that if you use a drug for some time, if you use a drug chronically, then this type of adverse drug reactions can develop. So continuous and prolonged use of this drug produces these adverse effects. So if you use these drugs for 1 or 2 days, or for a few days, these type of adverse effects will not appear. If you use these drugs for months, for years, then these adverse effects can appear. For example, if you use steroids for a prolonged periods, for years, okay, that will lead to osteoporosis. If you use maybe an oral steroid for 5 years or 10 years, that will lead to osteoporosis and fractures maybe. So how will you manage? The management is give the drug at the lowest possible dose for the shortest duration. So if you have to give the drug at the lowest possible dose for the shortest duration of time. Now come to delayed effect. What is a delayed adverse drug effect? A delayed adverse drug effect means you have given a drug to a patient, you have stopped the drug, and the adverse drug reaction appears sometimes later, maybe months after, maybe years after the stopping of drug. So there is a time gap between stopping of the drug and appearance of the adverse drug reaction. So that is a delayed effect or delayed type of adverse drug reaction. So it occurs sometimes after the drug has been stopped. This can be of two types. One is teratogenicity and another is carcinogenesis. Now what is teratogenicity? When you are giving a drug to a pregnant lady, and after delivery the baby is having some problem due to that drug, that is called teratogenicity. You can see a list of teratogenic drugs and what are the teratogenicity they are producing. Okay, suppose tetracycline, that causes discolored and deformed teeth, retarded bone growth, etc. So you can pause the video here and you can have a look at this list. I'm not going through all of this. Okay, now come to management. How will you manage this type of things or teratogenicity? You have to check pregnancy categories. Okay, there is a list of drugs and they are labeled as pregnancy safe or pregnancy unsafe. There are categories like category A, B, C, D, etc. So doctors should have a proper knowledge of these pregnancy category of drugs, and you have to choose those drugs from that category. You have to choose the safest drugs for pregnancy. Okay, then carcinogenesis. If you use some drugs for a prolonged period of time, then carcinogenesis can occur. A patient can develop cancer from prolonged use of these drugs. For example, estrogenic hormone may cause endometrial carcinoma. Okay. Many women take oral contraceptive pills and they contain estrogen hormone. So prolonged use of these drugs can cause endometrial carcinoma. And the last type is type E, or end of use. So what is this? This actually occurs as the body's reaction to sudden withdrawal of a drug. If you stop a drug suddenly, then the body will produce some sort of reaction. So of course that reactions will not be very good. Those will be adverse reactions. For example, abrupt withdrawal of corticosteroids. If you stop corticosteroids suddenly, that will lead to acute adrenocortical insufficiency, a very grave condition. How to manage these things? You have to withdraw the drug slowly with tapering the dose. Okay, you have to withdraw the drug slowly, very slowly you have to withdraw, and with tapering the dose, that means you have to decrease the dose slowly. You cannot stop the drug suddenly, you have to slowly decrease the drug. Okay, and then concomitant use of another drug may be considered. That means you can think about another drug which will prevent the withdrawal symptoms. Okay, now come to another very important topic, that is anaphylactic shock. That is a very important topic in pharmacology. So we have talked about hypersensitivity reactions, and there are 4 types of hypersensitivity reactions: type 1, type 2, type 3 and type 4. So anaphylactic shock is an example of type 1 hypersensitivity reaction. This is actually an exaggerated type 1 hypersensitivity reaction. So you can get questions in your viva exams or maybe in written exams that write a short note on anaphylactic shock. Then you have to write down like this. So what is the pathophysiology of anaphylactic shock? Now, in hypersensitivity reactions, the body assumes the drug as a foreign compound, as an antigen. So here entering of a drug into the body, that will trigger B cells, that means B lymphocytes, to produce IgE antibodies. So B lymphocytes will produce IgE antibodies. These IgE antibodies will bind with the mast cells and basophils. Okay, and on subsequent exposure, if you give the drug once more, then what will happen? Mast cells and basophils will release these drugs, will bind to the IgE antibodies on the surface of mast cells and basophils. Okay, and that will lead to release of massive amount of histamine and other chemical mediators, which will lead to anaphylaxis. You will have the clinical features of like bronchospasm, because histamine causes bronchospasm. Histamine causes hypotension, that will cause itching, that there may be angioedema. So these are some clinical features, but there are some other clinical features, and this is a very grave condition. Anaphylactic shock is not a very simple condition. Okay, so the management, this is very important. How will you manage? We have to give oxygen inhalation, 100% oxygen we have to give. Then we have to provide adrenaline or epinephrine, whatever you call it. You have to give this drug intramuscularly, don't say intravenously. You have to give this drug intramuscularly, 0.5 ml. Okay, 1 in 100 solution, 1 in 1000 solution, that is the ratio is 1:1000, and you have to repeat this every 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so this is the prime medication. And then because adrenaline will increase the blood pressure, and also that will relieve the bronchospasm, and then you will have to give antihistamine like chlorpheniramine 10 milligram IV, and you can give you will also have to give hydrocortisone, maybe 2 milligram intravenously. Okay, now further management, may be warranted if there is no improvement. So you have to monitor vital signs and ECG, and you have to send the patient to ICU or if there is no improvement. Okay. Now let's come to another topic, pharmacovigilance. When we study adverse drug reactions, we have to talk a little about pharmacovigilance. So what is pharmacovigilance? The textbook defines pharmacovigilance as to the process of identifying and responding to issues of drug safety through the detection in the community of drug effects, usually adverse. Now, what does it mean? It means it is the process, simply it is the process of monitoring adverse drug reactions or adverse effects of drugs. You know, there are police in our community. They do monitoring of the crimes in the society. Similarly, there are some authorities, they monitor the adverse effects of drugs. Okay, a drug can be monitored in the following steps. What are the steps? Number one is detection. So what is detection? The patients will report any adverse event, okay, while they are taking a drug, and there is production of some abnormalities, some discomfort within their body. They will report these things to the authority, to their doctors. Okay, then it is the authorities' duty to assess those reports. They will assess those complaints and determine whether they were actually adverse drug reactions, whether they were actually done by a drug. Okay, then assessing the severity of those adverse effects. Now, how much severe is that adverse effect? That can be assessed by a Naranjo scale. Then understanding. What is understanding? Studying the mechanism of those adverse drug reactions so that a plan of action could be figured out to prevent them. That means we have to understand the mechanism of action, how this adverse effect develops, okay, so that we can plan a preventive measure. Okay, and the last thing is prevention. Now we have to educate the patient. Once we have discovered the preventive measures, then we have to educate our patients about the safe use of drugs. For example, we have to tell the patients to avoid driving when prescribing a sedative antihistamine. Suppose we have prescribed chlorpheniramine to a patient for cold allergy, then we have to tell that patient that you should not drive while taking this drug. After you have taken the drug, you should not drive, because that will produce drowsiness, that will produce sedation, so that will be very risky. So that's in brief about adverse drug reaction. Thank you, students.